You know, this year there's been some really great deals on OLED monitors. I thought it couldn't get any better. Well, it did. I mean, I woke up this morning and was in absolute shock to see how low some of these OLED prices are, and I knew I had to bring them to you in a video. Let's jump into it. So starting off with the lowest price, and then we'll go to the highest price. And by the way, I will have affiliate links in the description below for your convenience and of course, my benefit. But in any case, first up is the AOC 27-inch QD OLED over at Best Buy. Now, when I saw this, my jaw just about hit the floor because we're talking about what appears to be a 27-inch and should be glossy QD OLED 240 Hz monitor, which means you're getting the perfect per pixel local dimming that only OLED can give you. And of course, the super fast response times, the absolutely insane picture quality as a whole, and HDR as well for the price of, get this, $369.99. I hope you were sitting down. I hope you were wearing your brown pants because my God, is it going to be a mess when you stand up after hearing that. That is insane, and that is definitely the lowest price OLED that I have ever seen. And yeah, for that price, I would definitely recommend giving it a try to see if this is an OLED monitor that'll work for you. Now, it's 1440p, it's not 4K for you super enthusiasts out there. I know I'm one of you. But to get into OLED gaming for $369.99 and get it from Best Buy, wow, that is a deal. Now, I did see a similar listing over on Amazon, and this one comes in at $399.99, so just $30 more, and that is still one of the best prices I've ever seen for a 1440p 240 Hz QD OLED. So if the first one runs out, which I do expect it will, I'll have an affiliate link to the Amazon one in the description below as well. And just to give you an idea of how much you're saving, well, the Best Buy one is apparently $180 off. Normally $550, now it's around $370. That's insane. And the one on Amazon, well, it's around 11% off. Normally it's $449, now it's $399. And yeah, that's just absolutely insane. Either one you go for, I don't think you're gonna beat those prices this year. Though if you do find something that's a better price than that, let me know. I'd love to hear it. But the next one I want to talk about is the MSI MAG 271 QP QD OLED X24. Now, this is an excellent OLED monitor. Just like the last one, it's a 1440p 240 Hz QD OLED. It's going to be glossy QD OLED as well, which is absolutely fantastic. OLED at 240 Hz, it's hard to beat, but coming with the brand power of MSI and all the features that they're going to be giving you. Now, this one's coming in at $419.99, so it is a little bit more expensive, but if you do prefer MSI monitors, I do think it's a great alternative if those two that I just went over end up selling out, or maybe you just want MSI instead. But there's another one that's also a great deal, a similar spec here. This is the MSI MAG 271 QP QD OLED X28. So much like the last one, and by the way, the last one was 38% off. That's an insane savings. This one's actually 32% off. However, unlike the 240 Hz option that we just talked about, this one actually bumps it up to 280 Hz. I don't think I've seen a 280 Hz QD OLED this low ever, so a great time to pick one up. Once again, affiliate links in the description below. The next one comes from Alienware, and it is the AW3423DWF. This is also a glossy QD OLED monitor, except for this one is actually a 34-inch option, unlike the 27-inch options that we were just looking at. Also, it's going to be 165 Hz instead of 240 Hz, but this one is actually 28% off at $499.99. And to get an ultra-wide monitor like this, 3440 by 1440 for that low of a price is also, I think, a really excellent end of the year deal. Then we have the LG 27GX 704A-B. What a name. I'm actually in the middle of reviewing this one. I'm almost done with the review, and I'll tell you guys, this one I'm actually really liking, and it's a glossy WOLED, which means that you are gonna get the better ambient light handling that can be an issue with QD OLED displays. This is also a 1440p 240 Hz OLED, and it's also coming in at $499.99. Then we have another Alienware monitor, the AW2725DF. This is a QD OLED 1440p glossy monitor that comes in actually at 360 hertz, and it's coming in at a price, it's actually 39% off, so that is an insanely huge discount, coming in at $549.98, which is definitely one of the lowest prices that I've seen for a 360 hertz QD OLED. So if 240 hertz or even 280 hertz isn't quite enough for you because you're trying to get into the fast-paced and lucrative world of streaming to one viewer while boofing G Fuel at the speed of light, well, this might just be the right monitor for you, but maybe it's not. Maybe you want something that has a little bit higher image quality at the cost of the speed. Well, there's actually an option over on Amazon coming from AOC once again. Now, this one is refurbished. It's saying renewed. It means that it's not technically a new monitor, but if you're willing to take that risk, for $549.99, we have the AOC AG32 6UD. This is a 31.5 inch, 165 hertz QD OLED gaming monitor, but this one's going to be 4K rather than 1440p. So the first 4K one we're talking about, and that's an insanely good price. I mean, to get a 4K QD OLED monitor for under $600, $550 roughly to be exact, well, that's just totally unheard of, and I would definitely recommend giving it a try if you're willing to try out a refurbished monitor. Also, I do believe Best Buy has it new for just $50 more, so I'll have that as an affiliate link in the description below as well if you want this, but you don't want to risk having the manual pages stuck together when you pick it up. Next, we have the MSI MAG321UP, and this has definitely got to be one of the best value monitors that's ever been created when it comes to QD OLED. I mean, we're talking about a 4K 165 hertz glossy QD OLED from MSI, and this thing actually comes in right now at 24% off at $679.99, which is definitely a really excellent deal, albeit $80 more than the AOC option. And then finally, MSI has a 4K 240 hertz glossy QD OLED option, so a little bit higher refresh rate, called the MSI MAG272UP. So the last one was 32 inches roughly. This one's actually 26.5 inches, so it's going to be that 27-inch roughly option that you might be looking for, and it's coming in at a pretty sizable discount for that 4K 240 hertz spec. I mean, I would expect this thing to be closer to $1,000. No, it's currently 13% off at $699.99. So there you have it, guys. Those are the best deals that I was able to find this year, and good God, some of these prices were just absolutely, I mean, getting a 1440p 240 hertz QD OLED for $370 roughly, that's insane. If you're looking for an OLED and you're on a budget, for the love of God, give that a look, because I really don't think you're gonna find anything that good of a price for quite some time. Although if I'm wrong, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'd love to see that. But there you have it, and stay tuned for my best of videos. They'll be coming out very shortly.